Wedged between mainland Yemen and Somalia is this mysterious little island. This is Socotra. There are no commercial flights here, only a weekly humanitarian flight. And this island isn't just near the geopolitical tension, it's actually a part of Yemen. Watch the news once, and that is just enough to scare off 99% of travelers from ever coming here. It almost did the same to me. But I try to remind myself that on the other side of fear is often where the greatest experiences lie. And if the rumors are true about this place, then we have a real hidden gem to explore. But unfortunately, snapping our fingers won't get us there, and you can't exactly show up late to a weekly flight, so let's get going. First was sort of easy, a red-eye flight from Bali to Abu Dhabi, followed by a taxi, a 3-hour sleep in a hotel, and then an extremely stressful check-in after realizing we had waited in the Air Arabia check-in counter for the commercial flights. Remember, this is a humanitarian flight. So we sprinted around the airport to find this hidden counter. We were the final call. And we're in the air. Nothing can stop us now except sleep. Here we go. 2 hours later, we landed. You're looking at the only flight that arrives here every week. That's kind of a crazy feeling to be dropped off knowing if you had to leave, there ain't no leaving quick. Now, any veteran traveler knows there's certain stamps you don't really want inside your passport, and it probably won't come as a surprise that the Yemen stamp, it's probably one of them. But I heard you can actually get staff to stamp your admission paper instead of your passport itself. By the looks of it, I think it's time to add another flight to the route, maybe a bigger airport too. So, nice to see you, bro.
Welcome.
And this is Abdul.
Welcome to Socotra.
We're gonna have a good time, aren't we?
Inshallah.
How long do we have together?
1 week.
1 week together to go explore this island. This is one of those trips that has me so invigorated, excited, no idea what to expect. It's one of those destinations that a lot of people would write off as a place they would never travel to, but I want to see what the reality is. Let's go explore. It's only going to take you 12 seconds of leaving the airport to first experience that culture shock. This is a place like nowhere I've ever been. We're literally 12 seconds out from the airport.
They're the gas station attendants. They're very lazy though, as you can tell.
After the war in Yemen, they didn't fuel it back up.
Oil company didn't bring.
Ah. Abandoned gas stations, a ton of garbage. There's a serious trash problem. Stories of how the war has shaped this place, and next, we saw this. What is this?
This is Russian tanks.
Russian tanks?
Russia brought them here.
Yeah?
1982 to train the local army.
Okay. At this point, I was feeling a bit of weight in the decision to disembark that flight that won't be leaving again for another week. But for better or for worse, well, this is our home now. And you can actually see inside of it here. I don't know about you, but when I hear the name Yemen, it already strikes ideas into my head. I think about war, I think about, pretty much that's it. That's pretty much the only news that will ever make it into the mainstream, is the ultra negative. Why I'm so excited to be here in Socotra, in Yemen, is to come and see what are the other sides that haven't made the tabloids, the headlines. As I see this tank here, immediately it like reaffirms these ideas in my head. But then we talked to our guide and actually realized there's never been a war fought in Socotra. These were actually just here to come and train some of the local forces. They're a bit of a strange sight, but definitely a very interesting stop. Just 30 minutes from the airport here.
Really quiet. Like you just kind of were driving around and it's
silent.
Silent.
This is the map of Socotra. We landed at the one and only airport here on the very northern tip of the island. But today we were going all the way to the west, where our guides told us was a crystal blue lagoon and our first campsite of this incredible trip ahead. The only thing standing in our way now is a 2-hour drive up and down mountains and a whole lot of goats. So we are entering into Kalancia, the second largest city in all of Socotra, and we're on to rock roads. I think I expected Socotra to be more developed than this. It feels feels like a village. As we climbed up and over Kalancia, we drove past more abandoned tanks, but waiting for us on the top of this hill was something simply remarkable.
I have no words. I'm awestruck. Like properly awestruck right now.
Guys, welcome to the Blue Lagoon. Wow. We just drove up this hill and all of a sudden, framed between these two mountains is just paradise. And there's literally nobody here. As far as the eye can see.
Good day.
Thank you.
So we're just hiking up on top of this cliff and he thought that view down there was nice. Something tells me this is going to be even more spectacular. What's your name?
Omar.
Omar. Christian, pleasure to meet you, bro. So I like to travel the world, yeah? And I ask everybody the same question. What is the meaning of life? Beautiful. That's beautiful. So what are all these kids gonna do when they grow up? Like, what are the work opportunities here on Socotra?
Here, for sure, they will be fishermen.
Fishermen?
Fishermen.
Okay.
Because they are in a fishing village.
Yes. You didn't have to look hard to see that growing up in a remote island like this meant your life was pretty much destined to be like your father's and your father's father. In all my travels, this felt like the most isolated place I'd ever been. Maybe not by distance, but certainly by how it felt. It's a truly like a where the heck are we moment in life. Once upon a time I uploaded a video and now I'm here. All right, let's find out what the sand's all about. That is hourglass sand right there. Oh, I should not have done that. Walking this beach, I felt like I'd crash landed on a foreign planet. I felt like I was in Star Wars or Interstellar, but being casted away here had never felt so good. I was excited to explore our new little planet.
Well, it is so nice.
Feels so good.
Crystal clear, it's blue.
I'd say this would be a beach destination if, well, you could actually wear a bikini. You need to be very careful. It's a highly conservative island, probably won't come as a surprise. And because of that, men, you got nothing to worry about. Women, you can swim, but you just got to make sure you're completely in an area of privacy, which, I mean, look at this. There's no one around, so.
This is so amazing. I had no idea what to expect here in Socotra. This wasn't it. I saw some photos, but this is truly like incredible.
And our campsite is right behind that sand dune over there. There's a bunch of crabs just running away. I'm coming for you, Mr. Krabs! Give me the secret Krabby Patty recipe! I'm coming for you! Tell me the Krabby Patty recipe! I want the Krabby Patty! Check this out. So we've walked from around the bend, and I see here a little village. In Socotra, there's no Hilton, there's no Marriott's, there's tents. Everybody is going to be staying in one of those tents. But literally just 2 weeks ago, the company we're here with called Traveling Socotra just got something special in the mail. Let's go check it out. Oh, that right there, that's Terrence, and that right there is home. Look at this thing. That's no tent. That is a cathedral. Starlink! Father Elon has blessed us with high-speed internets all the way in the middle of nowhere. And where's the toilet?
Shower. One of these two tents, one toilet and one shower.
Okay. Toilet, shower. Hey, thank you, brother. This is amazing. Wow.
This is our shelter. Come.
Okay.
Have a look.
Wow. We got some watermelon, some fruits, some, oh. Are these from Socotra?
This is best date. It's Saudi.
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 Okay. Yeah, Saudis are known for their dates. That's the good stuff. Is this dinner?
Look out, we're having Socotran lobster for dinner.
It's got blue on the side, purple, red. That's one catch. This is amazing. I'm like on top of the world right now. I don't know if that's like all lobsters that have these colors. I guess I've never observed them that close, but this one's like rainbow colored. It's stunning. I'm grateful for this lobster and what he's about to do for us this evening.
This is not camping.
This is
It's
glamping.
Everything is so luxurious compared to camping. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable in the middle of nowhere. I love it.
It's a dream.
All right, are you ready to see the room?
These tents are literally a week old.
This is so cool. It's actually so comfortable.
Little Tarzan and Jane
Oh my
tent.
god. This is actually like a water bed. Bed.
Oh my gosh.
Don't break it. How fun is this?
Whew. We slept like 4 hours last night, so this is so good. I think I've averaged 4 hours this week.
We took a quick and much needed nap, but set our alarms to wake us up just in time to catch this. What a send-off to day one.
And how is
Dinner
it?
time, and it's so good. We got mac and cheese, lobster, Socotri lobster, and French fries.
Look at that lobster meat. Really good. Wow.
Good morning, Socotra. I start by unzipping the shower. I pump pressure into the hose, and today, it's a bit of a cold shower. I'm feeling alive. Then it's time to dry off, and I'm ready for my day ahead.
What a spread. And like these fresh pancakes, fresh omelet, some beans. Morning, guys.
Good morning.
So right now we're driving through Calencia. I mean, it just feels like we're in the biblical times, going through this rural village, stone and sand walkways everywhere. It's fascinating. Hello! You can see people are really excited to see us, and I feel very welcomed. If there's one reason I was excited to make this video, it's because Socotra has popped up on Instagram. But Instagram has a huge drawback. It only shows you the highlight reel. It doesn't show you the in-between. It doesn't show you what it's actually like to travel Socotra. And it's those in-between moments that I'm most curious about. I know there's an epic sand dune that we'll be seeing, but what I really want to understand is these moments. Just pulling up here. Let's go take a look what's going on.
Yes, thank you, Papa.
Local superhero.
Yes, thank you.
Is that Superman?
Yes.
Wow. Look.
Yeah.
Very strong. What's your name?
Jamil.
Your name's Yemen?
Jamil.
Yamil.
Yeah.
Ah, nice to meet you, Yamil. Very good catch. Wait, it's our fish?
Yeah, so Yamil, our new friend we just made, caught us a kingfish, and it looks like one of the most beautiful fish I've ever seen. Now's our dinner.
So we're just meeting Faisal here. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Yeah. Faisal, what should people know before traveling Socotra? What's the best thing about this island?
About this island, you know, it's natural and cultural, and we have amenity in Socotra.
Yeah.
Like, and you know about dragon blood tree.
Yeah, the dragon blood tree. One of the main reasons travelers like myself have traveled all the way here. This tree has an epic story, and this is the only place on the planet it grows. Here in the highest mountains of Socotra. That's one of our epic journeys ahead.
So having a typical travel moment. Things don't always go perfect to plan, but that's okay. That's sometimes part of the plan. The boats won't be going out today because there's a lot of wind this morning. We were gonna go out to a little strip of water where there's known to be dolphins, and will we have another chance at that?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. That's the right way to put it. It ain't too bad. We are stranded here to go explore and check out the village. Let me show you something. If you look at the map, Socotra is very close to the mainland of Yemen, but it's actually even closer to Somalia. A place that has in of itself a very challenging reputation. I was asking one of the fishermen if you can take a boat, one of these boats, and reach Somalia, because, you know, maps are cool and all, but I wanted to quantify the distance. He said on a clear sky day, if the water's still enough, you could easily make it there in a day with one of these little boats here. So it's close. This is pretty cool. Right now they are auctioning off the fish. It sounds like everyone's fighting, it sounds like chaos, but it's just everyone's talking about who's gonna pay the most for the local catch. And this man, that's the market maker right there. This man's the cash collector. So it doesn't take long to realize this entire village is living off that ocean there.
It is not easy here for the Socotra people. As the war has raged on in the mainland of Yemen for several years now, Socotra has been economically dragged down with the entire country, and there's no clearer way to see these economics in play than to see what's on sale in the local corner store.
This right here, this is 1,000 Yemen Rial. Today, $1 US gets you 2,000 Yemenese Rials, but before the war started, just back in 2015, it was 200 to 1. So this currency has effectively become 1/10 the value, which means that all these families, everyone that lives in Socotra, effectively became 10 times poorer than they were before the war. When you think about that, it means everything that comes from abroad, anything that doesn't come from that ocean directly, it is now 10 times harder for them to buy it than it was in 2015. That's the power of a currency, and it can definitely hurt when it plays against you.
Okay, so I just made new friends, a lot, and
You better
now
have enough candy.
I hope I have enough candy because I want to surprise them. I'm asking them to be my friend. Enta Sadiki! Yeah? Here you go. Enta Sadiki!
Abdul walked us around the town, showing us how the people of Socotra live. We saw men hanging out together, and they were actually super warm and welcoming. We saw kids everywhere, running around, having fun, and some of them on their way to school. And, well, we didn't see too many women. In this conservative culture, the women are often at home once they become married, but we did see a few.
They're following me. I have an entourage. Hey! Woo!
No one comes talks to me. She could start a cult here if she wanted. I'm worried you're starting a cult.
My entourage has grown. We love to have fun, and we like girly things.
We hopped back into the 4x4 and headed 30 minutes south on the western coastline that brought us to a side of the island that was a lot more lush.
So Abdul, where did you take us?
I'll show you the forest of the palm trees in Kisso village.
Also, look, there's running water.
Oh, where's the water coming
Fresh from the ground.
From the ground? Really?
Fresh water.
Wow. I guess that's why this is as green as it is here. Look at this. It's seeping wet. And what are they growing?
Date trees. Date.
I really want a date right now.
Me too.
What's your name?
Yes.
Yusuf, let's see what you got, man. I think I need to try this. Am I cool?
Yeah. You're cool, babe. Just get out.
Now, I'm not sure about the medical systems here, but I'm not convinced this is the best place to get hurt, so I stopped while I was ahead.
Interesting. So I was just asking Abdul, why are there all these toppled palm trees? I mean, they're everywhere. And you were saying it's because of cyclones.
In 2015, two cyclones in 1 week.
Oh my gosh.
Destroyed many trees, dragon blood trees.
Yeah. That's right, when the war broke too.
Yeah, 30
so the
people,
war,
30 people died
2 cyclones.
the same year.
2015 is not a good year.
Yeah.
And he said it's pretty unusual, like this is kind of all happening now where almost, you know, every year or so a new cyclone hits and geez.
In an island as dry as Socotra, you can see how just a little bit of water can completely bring these barren lands to life.
So I'm just flying right now up in the mountain here, and Abdul was telling me these crazy looking trees that I'm seeing, they're actually not famous Socotra dragon blood trees. They are a bottle tree. Very, very unusual looking trees, but they're endemic to Socotra. So you'll only find the bottle tree here. That's what makes Socotra so unique. There's a few tree species that only exist here on this little tiny island, not even on the mainland. Let's go.
That was really
That was deep.
close. That was so deep.
Wow. Socotra is a form of time travel. You come here, you feel like you're back in like the 1300s, but at the same time, it's also like interplanetary travel. Like I feel like I'm in a different galaxy at this point.
With our final hours of the day, we relaxed by the campsite, explored the sandy cliffsides, and for sunset, our first few days on the west of Socotra came to an end, but we had a lot more of this island to see, so we packed up.
How do you feel to leave our site?
Oh, I feel kind of sad, honestly. I really enjoyed it. Everything was so comfortable, but I'm excited to see what is more to come.
It's not goodbye. It's see you later.
What's your name?
Estonia.
Estonia?
Estonia.
Estonia? Oh, beautiful.
La la la.
Now it was time to make our way to the center of the island. And let me just say, I was not ready for this. Socotra has a decent road going around the coast, but as soon as you leave it, it's nothing more than a dusty path flattened by the cars that drove before you. But this is the only road going to the Dragon Blood Forest.
So I think we've got about 4 hours on the road today, and only about 1 of those hours was on a developed road. Now, off to explore the real Socotra.
En route, we made a quick stop.
Is it always this windy?
No, not always.
Yeah, it's crazy windy. Right about at the cliff's edge. Let's see what's on the other side. Don't fall in.
This wind was no joke, one of the strongest I've ever felt.
All up the mountain! This is so crazy!
What's this?
People used to live in caves, houses like this until 40 years ago. And they moved to a village together.
Wow.
You guys, this is crazy! The wind is literally knocking you off your feet. Like, that's how strong it is.
What started as a rough path became one of the roughest roads ever driven. This path is littered with massive stones, steep inclines and declines, and sudden drops that would send you spinning faster than my Aunt Betty during a helicopter rescue. This was a true adventure.
Where we're going right now, it is one of the most amazing things of the Middle East. You get these areas where you go from dry, arid, no signs of life, to seeing a stream. And where there is water, there is life. And we're going to a place with a lot of water. That doesn't even look real. Look at that, the whole ridge line, lined in dragon blood trees. All-terrain, Burks, activate. Abdul, why did the Jamaican man accidentally land in Socotra?
Jamaican man?
Yeah. Because at check-in, they said, Yemen.
Yeah, Yemen.
Yeah.
This is Yemen.
There we go. Because at the check-in, they said, Yemen.
Deep in the middle of the canyon, we found a perfect little bathing spot to escape the sun and to freshen up.
This feels so good. Oh my god.
Ooh, that's cold.
It's not that cold.
Gotta go. This is the best I have felt in a long while. Where we're going in like 3 days from today is the Ultra Wadi of Socotra. This is a little puddle, but it's exactly what we needed. I need to be careful how much time.
Sorry, there's a crab eating me. The little fishies were like, they're little nipples, but this one was a hard pitch.
This was the break we needed, but we're only halfway to the Dragon Blood Forest. We have a lot more of this and this to go, but along the way, we had to make this one last stop.
Damn, boy. I think this might be one of my favorite plants on the planet, and it is the Socotran bottle tree. And the second name they call it is the desert rose. I mean, hey, maybe it's because I'm a bit of a Sting fan, but it's a great tree and a great song. Look at this thing. Even the roots look so strange. They look like the orcs. You know, their boily arms in Lord of the Rings? Yes, that's my reference I've used. So Abdul was just telling us that these trees are notorious for melting when they die. Basically, this is all water. So if you feel it, it feels like a kayak. It has like a kind of plastic feel to it.
In life and in travel, it's often that the harder you work for something, the more you appreciate it. And all these horrendous bumpy roads made our arrival at the top of the mountain that much more beautiful. Welcome to the one and literally only Dragon Blood Tree Forest.
And now, campsite number 2. That's where we're sleeping.
Wow, my mind is blown. I feel like we are seriously on an adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, look at where we got to sleep tonight. This is insane. Listen, I don't like camping, but this glamping, I feel good. I feel rejuvenated now. We get to have dinner. I get to lay on my air mattress. Life is good.
The food's been 10 out of 10.
Yeah, oh, the food, amazing. And we had such a fun day filled with adventure. Now we get to sleep right next to a dragon blood tree. Yay. That's so bouncy.
Let's hope these tent pegs are planted well, otherwise the wind might just be blowing us off the face of this mountain in the night. Good night.
I mean, if this isn't transporting you back to biblical times, I don't know what it is. This is a 5-minute walk away from our campsite, and we're in a little rural village. People actually live here. We're gonna go meet some of them. Let's see what's going on.
Whoa. Top tier security system. I like it. Oh my god, that was perfect timing.
I don't know if I filmed that. I hope I got a duck down or be found out the hard way.
Welcome to one of the local homes. This is really cool. You just come in and you can see that they're cooking. This is their kitchen where they hang out.
The rock in here is just covered in soot. You can smell it the moment you walk in. It smells like decades of fire in here.
Ah, thank you.
This local Bedouin family didn't sound like us, talk like us, or dress like us, but they did everything they could to make us feel comfortable. It was really beautiful.
Oh my god, it's incense. This smells heavenly. It smells divine.
So speaking of biblical times, this right here, this is from the frankincense tree. So, oh, it smells so good. And they're burning this incense, and this is what the 3 wise men brought to Jesus when he was just born.
This is dragon blood resin, and this stuff here is very important to them. But this is specifically used for women after they just gave birth because it is said to basically heal their body after birth and clean it out.
Shukran. Thank you so much.
This is a popular kitchen item that you're gonna find here up in the mountains. This is baby goat skin, and their son will come home every single day with a big bucket of fresh milk. And then they'll pour the big bucket of fresh milk into this goat skin and then shake it like this to the point that butter is being made. Fresh butter inside of a goat sack.
As I mentioned before, there's something very unique about those trees. There's a reason behind the name dragon blood, and it's this. If you were to cut into the tree, it would bleed. And this is the resin that comes out of it. And this resin is actually used a lot by the local villages here. One of the things that's really interesting is, as someone that grew up in the church, is a Christian, I've always heard the stories of the Bible. And Islam and Christianity share a lot of the same roots, a lot of the same stories. And one of those stories that actually ties into the dragon blood tree is the story of Cain and Abel. It's the story of 2 brothers that were growing up. Basically, one became extremely envious of the other and killed his brother. And it's said that this is the blood of the brother. And that's what you find inside the dragon blood trees.
kind of interesting as we're here traveling through Socotra, a place that makes me feel like I am in biblical times, and seeing how these stories tie in. Even on our ride up, we were listening in the car, and I was asking Abdul, what is the song about? It's all Arabic. I don't speak Arabic. And he was saying they were singing about the prophet Jacob and his teachings of love and patience. And I thought that was so interesting, because where in the world, in the Western world at least, do you hear songs teaching these things? It's usually about money and women. Thought it was kind of interesting. We left the hut with a lot of amazing memories and a couple bags of the dragon blood resin.
Right next door, we are inside of a dragon blood tree nursery. And the reason why this is so important is because there's one mortal enemy to all of these dragon blood trees. What's the #1 killer of dragon blood trees?
Stupid goats.
Goats have one of the craziest digestive systems of all the animal kingdom. They can eat almost anything, and they will eat almost anything. And so when dragon blood trees are tiny, they're very vulnerable. This is how it all starts.
3 years old.
How old?
3 years old.
It took 3 years to do that? In Bali, that's 1 week old.
25 years old.
No.
No way.
They grow very, very slow.
You're
And now here in the nursery, we water them every day. But imagine in the rocks in the forest.
Wow. This is what 25 years of growth looks like. I could have planted one of these at the start of my life, and it wouldn't be much bigger than this. That's insane. Oh, this is a little baby bottle tree. How old is this bottle tree, you think?
7 years.
7 years old for this. So this one here, this is the frankincense plant. This one is not nearly as endangered, let alone as difficult to grow. Ooh, you can smell it. It smells so good. What's it called?
They call it shada.
Sheda. Now I'm not gonna say I like the smell of this one, but it is very strong.
Wow, it smells like nothing.
What?
Oh my gosh. What is that? It's like, you know what it smells like? It smells like Sharpie markers.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's what it smells like.
Wait, what's that? Have they not subscribed yet? Felipe. They've watched this far into the video and they still haven't subbed? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, goodness, man. People these days, am I right? Today has been everything I wanted. We had a slow start, had a slow lunch, had a lot of time to just relax and enjoy the silence of this hillside. It's just so quiet up here.
Now driving in, I assumed we had already experienced the best of the best, seeing these dragon bloods scattered across a few mountains. But Abdul assured us we hadn't seen anything yet, so we followed him.
This is the definition of a Dr. Seuss forest. I feel like you could get some green eggs and ham somewhere in here. All right, I have a little game for you guys. It's kind of like Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Walid. Now hard mode, gonna make it a little bit easier, a little bit easier. Didn't find Walid. It's your loss.
Still growing up and not making yet the crown.
Oh. So you call it a crown when they start to spread. Beautiful. Look at him, he survived the goat. That teenager is 100 years old. And there is the baby crown. Wow. Now I see why you brought us here.
This is CGI. Like,
Yeah,
this
literally.
is not real. Every time I look out and I just get more of this isn't real. I'm in a simulation. This is insane.
And it's silent up here. Pure, beautiful silence. And there's nobody else here. Other than the sound of the wind rustling the trees, it's silent. It's one of the best feelings. I don't get it very often where I just get disconnected like this. But I can see it's one of those things I need more of in my life. It feels so good. Here we are, overlooking the heart of the dragon. As the sky turns orange, as the silence just fills the air, I can say this is one of the best trips of my life. It is day number 5 and it's time to say goodbye to the Dragon Blood Tree Forest. Kind of sad, but I feel like there's a good shot I'll be back here at some point in my life.
This island is full of surprises, and one of those surprises was this incredible cave. The next little stop was down to the beach, where the weather wasn't exactly perfect, but I could see how on a blue sky day, without hurricane level winds, this would be a really relaxing destination.
We're here at one of the most expansive sand dunes here in Socotra, and the dunes here are epic. It's crazy because I feel like we have gone through so many different terrains. This is all just one island.
This view from up top here is...
It looks like we're straight out of the Arabic movies that you see when you're a child with all the camels and the music. We're living the real life Arabic movie right now.
Right over that hill over there is our campsite for tonight. We're like 200 meters away from here. Oh, this is pretty awesome. Abdul told us when it's time for pickup, fly the drone to the campsite, and that will be the signal. The beacon's been lit. I'm telling you though, like, I had to get a drone permit to bring this thing into the country at about 150 bucks or so. I'd say it's a no-brainer. There's few places as stunning and as fun to fly as here in Socotra. Having too much fun right now. Waking up here, there's 0 people here. I can understand traveling Socotra won't be for everybody. Even after watching this video, you still might be wrestling with the idea of traveling Yemen and all the years and years of built up fear and anxiety that creates. And honestly, I felt the same way. It took a little bit of a leap of courage to say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and trust a few people that have traveled here. I'm gonna take their word on it. And I'm so glad I did. Because if I didn't come here, I'd be missing out on one of the gem destinations of our planet. And there's a lot to see in this world, but I'll tell you this, not everywhere has this level of experience. For my style of travel, adventure, grit, going where few others are going, you've only got a handful of places like this. The world's big, but it can also feel small sometimes.
Want to experience the exact same trip we just did? Well, Abdul, Hani, and the whole crew are waiting to show you around Socotra. All you gotta do is click that link down below and they will take care of all the rest. Take my word for it, this is a trip you don't want to miss. Enjoy Socotra. Sun's up and so are we. It's time to head to Socotra's finest wadi.
This is a serious road trip ahead. I don't know how much of it's gonna be like this, but I can see why it's gonna take us 6 hours of driving today. A lot of incline, loose rocks and boulders, but look at these views. So, coming up all the way to the top of this mountain so that we could start a little hike back down into the canyon. Because where I'm taking you here is absolutely insane. The moment I saw a photo just teasing where we're going, I said we need to absolutely go here. It's just, I'll show you in a moment. When you're surrounded by all this dryness, nothing pops more than a little blue water. This is the White Canyon. How did it get here? Like, look at this, surrounded by scorched earth. Is this beautiful, pristine, white stone, full of blue water. Doesn't even make sense. Abdul, is it normally this quiet? There's no other travelers, there's no one.
I mean, some days in the week, quiet. Some days, busy.
Huh. We've seen a few travelers every now and then. Some Westerners, some people from China, a bit of everything. But I mean, I can count it on 2 hands how many people we've come across.
It looks like a paradise. We have the best weather, and it really goes to show just how versatile and diverse Yemen, specifically Socotra, really is.
Woohoo! How was it?
So nice! Wow!
Is it salt water, fresh water?
Fresh water, it's so tasty and clean. It's lovely.
That looks amazing. Literally looks like heaven. Any guess where I'm headed? This is one of the most magical places I've ever been. Magic exists, and it's here in Socotra.
Look what we found! Woo! Yes!
I know a thing or two about bottle trees, but this one's something special. I give you Habibi Chonk. You know what the worst thing about hiking is? All of it. This is me right now. How we doing today, guys? Vibes are good?
Yes.
Oh, I love to hear that. What do you think? Should people come to Socotra?
Yes, of course.
Yeah?
I'm not speak English.
Well, you're nailing it. What is the meaning of life?
Speak English.
Oh, you're the translator.
Translator.
I was asking him, what is the meaning of life?
in Socotra.
No, for him.
ايش بالنسبة لك الحياة؟ الحياة
Hello. Salam alaikum. What we got in here? While we were hiking, Hini was here getting this all set up. We got a feast. After a hike, this is exactly what I wanted. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Shukran.
Now, there's so little I actually knew about Socotra before arriving, but there was one image that basically inspired this trip. But I couldn't help wonder, was this destination as beautiful as the photo, or was this just another edit? Down this long coastal stretch lies the answer. Let's find out the reality of this Instagram dream.
I think we've almost arrived at campsite. This looks incredible. Doesn't matter where you go, in Socotra you'll always see vultures and our good friend the goat. Although the dragon blood trees might not agree. I think this is the best campsite yet.
This is awesome.
We're wedged between a mountain. What is this place? Look at that sand dune. That is huge. You're kidding me.
300 meters of sand dunes and a 500-meter cliff face, it's seriously something to look at. We settled into our camp and did a little bit of a trash cleanup, which is something that the guides have been doing everywhere we go. If Socotra is ever gonna fix that trash problem, it's gonna have to start somewhere. And we went to sleep with that beautiful view.
Good morning!
Now today was a no camera day, but if I could describe it, it'd be something that looked a bit like this. But we left the highlight of Socotra for last, literally on our very last day. So we got up before the sun did, got into the car, drove all the way to one of the distant dunes, and we started to climb. This was not going to be easy.
Come on! Keep pushing!
But even my oxygen-starved body wasn't complaining when it saw this.
These sand dunes, they're not like any other sand dunes that I've seen before. As you can probably hear, there's some super strong winds in this area, and so they pick up all of the sand, throw it back at the mountain, and it just keeps piling up, which has created some of the most surreal playgrounds I've ever played on. This is a fantasy sandbox, and being here for sunrise has been absolutely incredible. Look at photos of Socotra, you'll think this is the highlight of all of Socotra, but honestly, the highlight's been every moment. The moments of travel, adventure, the food, the people. I've had so many sensational moments on this trip, and I can't believe that fear held me back from getting here sooner. Now there's only 1 or 2 flights a week, so probably gonna wanna make our way over to the airport and get things going. Otherwise, we got another 7 days here. Guess it wouldn't be that bad. Now this is the fun part. Here we go. I'm so fast. Hey, I just want to add that 2025 is just around the corner, and the mission for this year is more of this. Epic adventures, new frontiers, going to uncharted territories, and I'd love to bring you with me. So hit the subscribe button if you want to hang out, and hit the like button if you like this video. Let's get lost again in the next one.